Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So in this chapter we have studied about the different types of matter. Okay, what are the forms of matter? Solid, liquid and gas. Types of matter, elements, compounds and mixtures. Okay, did you go through it? The chapter is important. You have to understand the terms. What do you mean by elements, compounds and mixtures very thoroughly. Okay, now the next topic is about compounds. We studied about the different types of compounds. Now the next topic is molecular formula of compounds, or the first part is what is the difference between compounds and its constituent elements. Here they have given an experiment to show the difference between constituent elements and their compounds. There are two elements, iron and sulfur. Two elements, iron and sulfur. The color we can see separately. If you mix iron and sulfur and keep it in a dish, you can see black color separately and yellow color separately. Why? Because the color of iron is blackish and the color of sulfur is yellow. So you can see two different colors. Effect of the horseshoe magnet. If you move a horseshoe magnet there, you can see the iron filings attract towards the magnet. Okay. Now what you are doing, you are heating together iron and sulfur. Iron filings and sulfur are heated together. Then what will happen? Iron will react with sulfur. So you will get black colored particles. And the effect of horseshoe magnet, they don't get attracted towards the magnet. Okay, so what will happen? Iron and sulfur will combine together to form iron sulfide, and iron sulfide do not have magnetic properties. Okay, so iron, which is having magnetic properties, when it is alone, it has to leave its properties and then go to react with another element to form a compound. So basically what they want to tell that when a compound is formed, then the elements have to leave their properties. Okay, the compound do not possess the properties of constituent elements. The properties of compounds are different from that of the constituent elements. Okay, now the next is molecular formula. What do you mean by molecular formula? A symbolic representation of a compound is called as a molecular formula. Every element is having a symbol. So when you write the molecular formula, you make use of those symbols and the valencies, okay, and you write the molecular formula. In your textbook on page number 45, they have given a table to show how to write a molecular formula, or from the molecular formula how can you write the valencies. Okay, so here you may see the name is water. The name of the compound is water. The molecular formula is H2O. What are the constituent elements H and O? How will you differentiate whether there are three elements or two elements? If there is one single capital letter, that is one element. If there is one capital letter and one small letter, that is a single element. If there are two capital letters, they are two different elements. I repeat, if there are two different capital letters, then it is two elements. If there is one capital letter, one small letter, that means it is a single element. Okay. If there are three letters, one is capital and one is small. For example, here HCl. Okay, C is capital and L is small. That means C and L are together. It makes chlorine. Okay, so here H2O, there are two constituent elements, hydrogen and oxygen. How many atoms of hydrogen? How many atoms of hydrogen? The number given below is the number of atoms. How many atoms of hydrogen? There are two atoms of hydrogen. How many atoms of oxygen? One atom of oxygen. There is no number means there is one. HCl. So what are the two constituent elements H and Cl? How many atoms of hydrogen? One. How many atoms of chlorine? One. Okay. Now the next is CH4. How many atoms of C, that is carbon? It is 1. How many atoms of hydrogen? It is 4. Okay. In the next one, that is magnesium chloride, MgCl2. How many atoms of magnesium? It is 1. How many atoms of chlorine? It is 2. Okay, so this is about the number of atoms. So when you are seeing the number of atoms, you have to see the number just below that atom, just below that element. Here you may see MgCl2. M is capital, G is small, C is capital, L is small. M is capital, G is small means they are together, it is magnesium. C is capital, L is small means C and L are together, it is chlorine. If C is alone, it is carbon. Okay, so hope you have understood how to write the molecular formulas and the number of atoms. Now we will see the next clip. Now the next is how to write a molecular formula, or while writing the molecular formula, from the molecular formula how can you deduce the valency of an element. Okay, so here they have given the molecular formula of some compounds. The first one is HCl. Okay, the first one is HCl. The constituent elements are H and Cl. From the molecular formula, I had told you earlier, when you write the molecular formula, if these are the two elements, the valency of this, consider it is 2, and the valency of this, consider it is 3. The valency is written towards the opposite. That means when you write the molecular formula, it will be X3Y2. Okay, X3Y2. So if this is given, what is the valency of X? It is 2. What is the valency of Y? It is 3. I repeat, the valencies are written opposite. So the valency of X is 2 and the valency of Y is 3. Okay, so the constituent elements, you may see towards the opposite of every element there is no number. There is no number means there is 1. In HCl, both are 1. So the valency of H is 1. The number of bonds of X with H is 1. Okay, that means below H there will be a number. Okay, that number you have to write here below H. Okay, now here H2O, the compound is H2O. What are the constituent elements? H and oxygen. What is the valency of hydrogen? It is 1, because below O there is the number 1. So the valency of hydrogen is 1. Now what is the number below H? The number below H is the number of bonds it will form with oxygen. So there are 2 bonds formed, okay, with hydrogen. 2 bonds formed with hydrogen. Okay, H2S, H and S. What is the valency of hydrogen? It is 1. How many bonds of hydrogen with sulfur? Okay, of sulfur with hydrogen. How many bonds of sulfur with hydrogen? Sulfur with hydrogen. There are 2 atoms of hydrogen. That means there are 2 bonds. That means the valency is 2. NH3. Okay, NH3, H and N. For H the valency is 1, N the valency is 3. So valency of hydrogen is 1. Number of bonds of X with hydrogen is 3. So the valency is 3. Here you may see that the number of bonds of X with hydrogen, whatever number it is, that will be its valency. First we will see this HBr, that is hydrogen bromide. H and Br, valency of hydrogen is 1, valency of bromine is 1. Hydrogen iodide, hydrogen and iodine, valency of H is 1, number of bonds of X with hydrogen is 1. X means iodine here, so the valency is 1. NaH, what are the elements? H and Na, valency of H is 1, valency, so number of bonds of X with H, that is Na with H, that means the number below Na. What is the number below Na? It is 1. The number below H, that is 1. So the valency of sodium is 1. CH4, H and C. Valency of hydrogen is 1. And what are the number of bonds of X with H? That means C with H. C with H. How many bonds? It will be 4 bonds. So valency is 4. How many atoms of hydrogen are there in these? That will be the number here. How many atoms of hydrogen? 2. So the number 2. How many atoms of hydrogen? 2. So the number 2. How many atoms of hydrogen? 3. So the number 3. How many atoms of hydrogen? 1. So the number 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 4. Okay. So what will be the number of bonds of X with H? That will be its valency. So the valency of hydrogen is 1. Oxygen is 2. Okay, sorry. Chlorine is 1. Oxygen is 2. Sulfur is 2. Nitrogen is 3. Bromine is 1. Iodine is 1. Sodium is 1. And carbon is 1. Okay. So when you write the molecular formulas, you have to write it opposite. That much you may understand from this chart. Okay. Copy this in your textbook. Now, in your textbook on page number 46, they have given the steps how to write the molecular formula of carbon dioxide. Okay, how to write the molecular formula of carbon dioxide. You may see in the textbook. Step 1 is to write the symbols of constituent elements. Step 2 is to write the valency below the respective element. Step 3 is to cross multiply to obtain the number of atoms of constituent elements in the molecule of the compound. And step 4 to write the molecular formula. And step 5 is if it is possible, you have to reduce it to smallest possible whole numbers, and then you have to finally write the molecular formula. So what you have to do first you have to write the names of constituent elements C and O. Then you have to write the valencies. The valency of C is 4 and the valency of oxygen is 2. In step 3, what you have to do, you have to write this. You have to show the cross multiplication. You have to write the valencies opposite to each other. That means this 2 we will write it for C and this 4 we will write it for oxygen. So it will become C2O4. Okay, C2O4. Now what is the ratio? The ratio is 2:4. If you reduce the ratio to possible whole number, you will get it as 1:2. That means instead of 2, you have to write 1. Instead of 4, you have to write 2. It will become C1O2, which is equal to CO2. Okay, this is how you write the valency. I repeat, there are 2 elements, carbon and oxygen. The valency of carbon is 4. The valency of oxygen is 2. Okay, this 4, oxygen will be given the number 4, carbon will be given the number 2. So it will become C2O4. Now the ratio is 2:4. You can reduce it to 1:2. So instead of 2, I will write 1. Instead of 4, I will write 2. So it will become CO2. Okay, this is how you write the molecular formula. Now there is a table given. You have been given the constituents. You have to write the molecular formula. The valency of carbon is 4. The valency of hydrogen is 1. So first I will write the element C and H. What is the valency of carbon? It is 4. What is the valency of hydrogen? It is 1. So this 1 I will give it to carbon and hydrogen will take the number 4. Okay, so it will be molecular formula will be CH4. Okay, now the next one is nitrogen and hydrogen. The valency of nitrogen is 3. The valency of hydrogen is 1. Okay, first I will write the elements nitrogen and hydrogen. What is the valency of nitrogen? 3. What is the valency of hydrogen? It is 1. So hydrogen will be given the number 3 and the nitrogen will be given the number 1. So it will become NH3. Okay. Now the next is Fe and S. The valency of Fe is 2. The valency of sulfur is also 2. So first I will write the elements Fe and S. The valency of Fe is 2. The valency of sulfur is 2. So this number 2 here and 2 for Fe. So what will it become? It will become Fe2S2. Okay, Fe2S2. So the ratio is 2:2. Okay, 2:2 is same as 1:1. So it will become Fe1S1, that is Fes. Okay. Carbon and oxygen. The valency of carbon is 4. The valency of oxygen is 2. Okay. So first I will write the elements carbon and oxygen. The valency of carbon is 4. The valency of oxygen is 2. This number, oxygen will get the number 4 and carbon will get the number 2. So it will become C2O4. So the ratio here is 2:4. I can reduce it to 1:2. Okay. So it will become C1O2, that is same as CO2. Okay. This is how you write the valencies and how you write the molecular formulas. You may copy this in your notebooks. Now in your textbook on page number 46, there is a use your brain power question towards the end. Deduce the molecular formula of the compounds formed from the following pair of elements. The first one is H with valency 1 and oxygen with valency 2. They haven't given the valencies there, you may write. So the first one, H is having the valency 1 and O is having the valency 2. So H and O. H is having the valency 1, O is having the valency 2. So H will get the number 2 and O will get the number 1. So it will be H2O1. Okay, that is same as H2O. Okay. Now the next is nitrogen having valency 3. You may write 3 there. And H is having valency 1. So the second one, there are two elements N and H. Nitrogen is having the valency 3. Hydrogen is having the valency 1. So N will get the number 1 and H will get the number 3. So it will be NH3. Okay. Now the third one, Fe valency 2 and S valency 2. Fe and S. Fe is having valency 2. S is also having valency 2. So Fe will get the number 2. S will get the number 2. So it will be Fe2S2. This 2:2, you can reduce it to 1:1. So it will become Fes. Okay. You cannot write this as small. By mistake also it shouldn't be small, it should be big. Okay. Capital, that means. So this is ferrous sulfide, this is ammonia, this is water. This is how you write the molecular formula of a compound. Now the next, the valencies of the atom H, O and N are 1, 2 and 3 respectively. They have given the valencies. The molecular formula of these gaseous elements are H2O2 and N2 respectively. How many chemical bonds are there in each of these molecules? So the first one, in case of hydrogen, H2 is the molecular formula. The valency of hydrogen is 1. The valency of hydrogen is 1. So how many bonds it will form? It will form only one bond. Okay, one bond between H and H. There will be one bond between H and H. Next one is oxygen, O2. The valency of oxygen is 2. The valency of oxygen is 2. Okay, so here there will be two bonds. Whatever the valency is, that much of bonds will be there. That means oxygen will form two bonds with another oxygen. This is O2, two atoms of oxygen. Now the third one is N2. Okay, N2. How many atoms of nitrogen? 2 atoms of nitrogen. What is the valency? The valency is 3. Valency of nitrogen is 3. So how many bonds will be there? 3 bonds. Okay, that means between 2 atoms of nitrogen there will be 3 bonds. This is the answer for that. Okay, you may copy this. Now the homework for today. First of all, you will have to fill up all the boxes according to the lecture in your textbooks. Okay, I will be giving you time to write those tables in your notebooks also, that is to practice in your notebooks. Okay, now today the homework is you have to do the examples or the questions on page number 47, the 5th question from the exercise and the 8th question from the exercise. The 5th question you have to write like this. I have solved 2 here. You have to write the molecular formula, you have to write the names, you may refer to the notes whatever I have given for the names, constituent elements and their valencies. You have to write, you have to fill up the box like this. You have to prepare a table like this. Okay, first you write the molecular formulas, write the names, and these 2 boxes you may try to fill up on your own. First with a pencil you do it and then refer to the notes whether it is correct or not. Okay, so that you will be able to study. Now the next is on page number 8. You have to write the molecular formulas. Carbon and chlorine, the molecular formulas are written opposite, the valencies are written opposite. C and Cl, that is the first one. The valency of C is 4, the valency of Cl is 1. So Cl will get the number 4 and Cl will get the number 1. So it will be C1Cl4, which is equal to CCl4. Now how you have to write this? You have to write this according to the steps given on page number 46. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You have to write the statements also. This much for homework today. So we have finished with the chapter. If you are having any doubt, you may ask. Okay, thank you.